Hey friends, so I'm here today at the Magic Kingdom at the Walt Disney Resort in Orlando, Florida. And what I'm going to talk to you about today is about recessions, is about inflation, is about business cycles, and what we can learn from the crowd behind me here at Disney World that'll tell us a little bit about all of the above. So first, a couple of quick disclosures. First, I personally own shares of publicly traded stock in the Walt Disney Company and have purchased shares in accounts of my clients. So that is could be considered, I guess, a conflict of interest for anything positive I might say in this video. The other thing I want to mention is that things that have happened in the past don't necessarily always happen in the future. So there's no such thing as this always happens or this never happens. But anyway, getting all that out of the way, what we're going to talk about today is about the business cycle. And don't tune me out yet. Just bear with me just a minute because this is important. So a business cycle is generally defined as the period of time between one recession and the next recession. And it generally includes a Federal Reserve raising and lowering of interest rates, and that's an interest rate cycle. And so the Federal Reserve raises interest rates to slow the economy down, and they lower interest rates to stimulate the economy. And so what we look at, one of the barometers I actually have always looked at, is what's going on at Disney World, because it's a gives great insight into the health of the consumer, not just in the United States, but this is a worldwide destination. And so recently, the Disney Corporation has raised prices on premium annual passes, the Platinum annual pass. They raised it this week by 25%, the price, and that is the third increase this year within the past 12 months. So why would they do that? They do that to slow the crowds down because demand has outpaced the supply. So the definition of inflation, when we talk about inflation, we always know that that's the prices going up. Inflation's prices going up. Disinflation is the rate of prices, and I've got some fireworks going on behind me. So disinflation is the rate of price increases slowing down, and of course deflation is when prices go down. So what does that tell us about the state of the economy? So inflation, by textbook definition, is too much money chasing too few goods and services. So because the economy has been so strong, because so many people have jobs, unemployment is low, we've had gains in income, you have people that have money that can afford to go to places like Disney World. There is so much money out there to be spent on experiences like this that it has outpaced the ability or the supply, the amount of people that can come into a park in any given day. So what does a company like Disney do when their demand for their products and goods and services outpaces the availability of supply? Well, they raise prices. And so prices stop going up, just basic economics 101. Prices rise until they meet equilibrium with supply and demand. And so that's what we're seeing now here at Disney World. So what does this tell us about the overall economy? Now, overall, we're not seeing a lot of inflation right now. Overall, inflation's running at about 1.8%, which is below the Federal Reserve's target for inflation of about 2%. So what does that say about when you see a park like Disney, the Disney Corporation raising prices? How can they raise prices by 25%? It's because demand for this type of product or service is greater than what the demand is for other things in our economy. So I hope that helps a little bit to let you know about where we are as far as in the business cycle. We're at the point where businesses have pricing power, where they're able to raise prices. If companies raise prices across our economy, then that will cause general inflation. The Federal Reserve will then be less likely to lower interest rates. In fact, they might raise interest rates, and that tends to slow the economy down. And in the past, what's happened is the Federal Reserve has raised interest rates too much and sent the country into recession. So we'll just have to wait and see. This is just one indicator, one of the things that we look at. When Disney starts cutting prices, when they start giving discounts on Disney packages and things, that will be an indication of a change in the business cycle. So we'll be watching for that. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please like it and share it and follow us on social media. Thanks so much and have an awesome day.